Happy Halloween and welcome to your weekly Pick a Card Tarot readings for the week of October 31st. If you're new here, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my spooky occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards the life you want. If that's something you're into, make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bells too. You're always up to date on the advice that the cards have for you. I'll be doing 5-card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the Tarot de Marseille with Lapis Lazuli, the Universal Rider-Waite-Smith with Obsidian, and the Classic Rider-Waite-Smith with Dongling Jade. We also have 4 different Oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which Oracle card resonates with you the most. It's totally fine if you're drawn to more than one. And you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump to your reading, the timestamps are right below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. Alright, Group 1, happy Halloween. Let's see what we have in store for you for this week. As always, I'm going to throw down all 5 cards, stare at them a bunch, and then I'll come back. Oh, well, this is nice. Give me a second here. Excellent. All right, I'll see you right now. Group 1, this is looking like a really straightforward reading, and it doesn't look like I have much to say about it, really. This is looking like a week for you to step into your power, is the phrase that comes up over and over again for me. Now, the first obvious thing that I want to point out is that we have 2 cups and 2 coins here with the Page of Wands in the middle. So it's almost as if the practical steps that you've taken to reach this point, to reach this week, is finally beginning to pay off emotionally, for lack of a better term, which is hinted at both by the Ace of Cups and the 7 of Cups. And I think that for you, whether or not this wreath here can be read as protection or as a bullseye, I think that it's kind of on you to use the work that you've done to reach this week as a springboard to jump off into the emotional fulfillment that you can come by it's kind of like reaping the emotional rewards for material work that you've done. And I really like this new path that you've opened up for yourself or will open up for yourself for this week. So I would encourage you to enjoy it and to not let any doubts crop up for this week. I'm not even sure why I'm saying that, because I see like absolutely no reason to be hesitant, but I also know that sometimes when we're on the verge of a breakthrough, that's when our demons like come up, but no cards suggesting that have come up. So really, like I said, that's basically all I have to say for you. So good job, enjoy your week, and if you want to jump to your Oracle card reading, you can use the timestamps below to jump right to that point. All right, Group 2, happy Halloween. Let's see what we have for you for this week. The new normal now, I'm going to throw down all 5 cards. I'm going to stare at them in silence, and I will come back with the Knight of Wands at the bottom of your deck. Give me a second here. Yeah, that's well framed. Give me a second. All right, I'm going to stare at these cards. Group 2, there are 2 main ways to interpret this reading, so I'm going to give both. One thing is for sure, this is looking like a week where you're having to deal with constraints that you don't want to deal with. And I have the feeling that these constraints are actually good things, but you're not seeing it that way. I'm reminded of a phrase that a friend of mine says to discuss, when she wants to talk about like the the maintenance work, she calls it chop wood, carry water. And, you know, chopping wood and carrying water kind of sucks. It's backbreaking work, but it's what enables you to do all the fun stuff. So one of the ways where this reading can be interpreted is that despite the constraints that are kind of putting a dampener on the fun stuff that you would like to be doing, that you are in fact in a good position to do it. It's just that if you can see the way how these tasks or these things that you kind of don't want to do, if you can get to the perspective where you see how these things are what enables you to do the fun stuff, that could be something that could make this week feel lighter for you. The other way to interpret this reading is that it might be something that you've been holding back, something that you have been fearful to offer genuinely to the situation, which has put a dampener on the level of enjoyment that you're feeling throughout the things that you have to do this week. And if that is the case, and maybe both are true, but I blending those two interpretations together is too difficult for me right now. I would rather just give them both separately, and you can take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So if you could figure out how the thing that you're holding back, the thing that you're afraid of being judged for, if you could figure out how to inject that into the things that you need to do, then that could be what helps you speed up the situation and to make it fun, you know? Something, I have the nagging feeling that the reason that this week might not feel fun for you is that there is something that you've been holding back that is also blocking the fun part. And if you can figure out what that is and inject that into your day-to-day activities throughout the week, then it could make things feel lighter. Yeah, just remember that despite the fact that things aren't going as quickly or the feelings of impatience that you might be feeling, that things actually are going well for you. Even though you might not see it. Something that I say every time this card comes up. I almost went this entire reading without saying it, but this woman thinks that she's trapped, but she's really not. And that is one of the main tenets that has influenced this entire reading. So, yeah. Chopping wood and carrying water is fine. It's part of the, you know, it's part of the deal, you know. So I think I'm going to wrap things up there. So thank you very much. You can use the timestamps below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I will see you there. Last but not least, group 3. Let's see what we have for you. Happy Halloween. I'm going to throw down all 5 cards and then stare at them in silence for a bit. So, let us see. Very interesting. I hope that looks good for you. Let's see. Close enough. All right. Group 3, I'll see you right now. Group 3, I have the feeling that you're afraid of your own power, and that's what the main theme for this week is going to be for you. And what's giving me this impression is obviously the Hierophant in the middle of your reading here, and also the Emperor at the bottom of your deck here. These are 2 really good cards to have upright in a reading, and I have the feeling that the challenge for you this week is going to be getting comfortable with your ability to help others and with the independence that you do have and the abundance that you do have. I don't think you're seeing this, and it's almost as if the abundance that's around you or wisdom that's around you, although I'm taking it more as material abundance because this is a coins card, actually, this entire line here is Earth. But coming back to what I was saying, I have the feeling that the abundance that's around you, that you're not able to perceive, kind of like you're in your own way. And the fact that you can't perceive this abundance is what is preventing you from using it to help people around you who actually need it. And it's almost as if you're afraid of the implications of stepping into your power, which I'm getting from the Death card reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed. Queen of Wands being a very assertive, bold, confident energy. And the fact that she's in reverse is what's giving me that that impression. So I think for you, for this week, group 3, it's going, I think part of what can help you tap into the abilities and wisdom and resources that you actually do have at your disposal is to ask yourself to basically come at this week from a lens of service. The Emperor is a benevolent ruler. He often gets a bad rap in a lot of tarot circles, but he is a loving, benevolent ruler, ultimately. The father figure of the archetype, but not necessarily a domineering one. If he was in reverse, maybe that's another conversation. But for this reading, I think that coming at this week from a lens of how can you best help others, can see and not being afraid of being perceived as some cocky, arrogant, like, oh, who are they to think that they have something to offer me, or that kind of thing. There might be that feeling of judgment that is stopping you from using the resources at your disposal to help others. I'm really, especially with the Hierophant in the middle of this of your cross here, I'm really reading the 5 of Coins as if you're the church and you're the one proverbially leaving people out in the cold. Yeah, this is reinforced by every other card in this reading, like literally. So, yeah. A saying that I say often when I do these readings is, to connect with your why. But I would like to suggest a why, which is to help people who need you, who might be around you for this week. And by doing that in service of those people, to see how comfortable you feel filling that role. Because it is stalling a transformation that you're that is underway that could be of great use to other people. Yeah, that was a mic drop right there. So thank you very much. You can use the timestamps below to jump to your Oracle card reading, or you can watch me pick up these cards. It shouldn't be too long. All right, let's see what the Oracle cards have to say. I'm gonna move them over like this. Yeah, this should be good. Great. So, Group A, your card is the Egyptian god Hathor. I'm almost certainly pronouncing this wrong. The keyword is intelligence. So this is a... You're being invited to really use a discerning eye for this week, and also to make sure that the actions that you take for this week are informed in the sense that you have all the facts and that you are connecting them in the right way. I think that, yeah. Oh, there's another way to interpret this card, which is to trust that you've already done the intellectual development to reach this point. That's another way to interpret this card. So yeah, be mindful of that, Group A. Group B, your card is not for you. Let me stare at this card a little here. So this card is a pretty clear no. As a matter of fact, I paused the recording to just really absorb this card and fit it into each tarot reading that I gave. The question that I was asking myself is, what what is a no for this group, you know? So I'm gonna give the answers individually. So group 1A, group 1B, you're you're definitely being invited to step into your power, but don't get cocky. That's the main reading for you. Group 2B, you're the thing that you have been potentially lamenting, you can use your own reading for context of that, is definitely something that you need to let go of, at least for this week. Group 3B, that was the complicated one, because especially given the reading that I gave you, I think that the no for you is to say no to the opinions of others, and also say no to the how can I say this, the potential of snapping your fingers and having it all happen right away, because there is you know, a chess game about to be played. So this is something that develops over time. So for most of you, actually for all of you, ultimately, this is a call to whatever grand thing that you had in mind for this week, to just loosen your expectations on it and maybe, you know, put it off a week or two. Group C, your card is the receptive. This is I Ching hexagram number 2. And the key words are the yielding yin principle: devoted, patient, supportive, obedient, responsive, intuitive, earthy, mother. So this is definitely an invitation to be gentle with yourself and to be calm and to be patient and to allow the universe to give you its bounty. That phrase popped in, and it feels right. Hopefully, within your situation for this week, it will be clear what that phrase meant, if it meant anything for you at all. This is a collective reading. Yeah, just be gentle with yourself, and this isn't the week to try to jam the square peg into the round hole. Group D, your card is Gaia. Let's look at this beautiful shape here. And the text under Gaia reads, the frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to our great mother and to the universe that birthed us all. So this is the lens for you to carry for this week, to break out, is to just remember that your actions play into a bigger picture. And it is an invitation to keep in mind the bigger picture, which can help alleviate the ups and the downs. This is a time to mellow out and to, you know, try to attain or try to strive towards, to inch closer towards that proverbial Buddhist monk who walks into a hot dog shop and says, make me one with everything. That might be something that you might want to consider for this week. So on that note, thank you very much for watching. If your reading resonated with you, or if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I am very curious to see what your comments are in the description below, especially those of you who chose the Not For You card. And yeah, thank you very much for watching again. You take care. I will see you soon.